just
Is that a stormtrooper with the lightsaber? They have lightsabers now? They have lightsabers now. This Christmas. Join the fun. The new Star Wars trilogy. The Clone Jedis. Wait, swing around the sword a little bit. Is it making noise? I can't hear it.
Yeah, it's making noise. It's a.
I see. Welcome to the podcast where we talk about anything and everything that comes out of the crapshoot. I'm your host, JD. This is my co-host.
Hey, 2134.
James! My dogs are barking in the intro, dude.
Wait, what?
My dogs are barking in the intro.
I can't hear dancing.
A lot of things have happened this week, James.
Hold on, I can't hear you.
Well, I mean, take off that helmet.
What?
Anyway, I call him James. Other people call him Jimmy.
It just works like that.
A lot of things have happened this week, James.
Things a lot have happened this week.
Well, first off, you want to tell me where you were for the past week?
Yeah. Disneyland.
You were at Disney?
Yeah. Yes, I was at Disneyland.
How was
California. Overly cramped.
it? Really?
Oh,
Hey, maybe I should have put some stocks into Disney. Their stocks probably went up a bit.
Damn.
Yeah, so you went to
Just missed
Disneyland,
it.
and
Yeah.
the only thing you showed me was, I guess you just went to a lot of the Star Wars attractions.
Oh, dude, it was like the only thing I cared about.
I mean, it's one of the best, yeah.
I haven't been to Disneyland a lot in my life. I think I've been like maybe.
Oh, you're not a
times.
Disney boy?
I'm not a Disney
Oh,
boy.
you don't go there and be like, oh, Disney World.
No, I don't buy an annual pass.
Even though you have the shirt that says annual pass on it.
This is because there's a Rooster Teeth podcast that got named Annual Pass because it's a theme park podcast. And immediately after they named it that,
parks or something?
yes, the theme park rides, they tell you the story of it and everything and what the general reception and how it was the opening day and stuff. It's
This
really
ride
great
50
podcast.
years ago killed 3 families. Decapitated its youngest child.
Yeah, they're like, and this is what the Jurassic Park ride was like.
Luckily, there was no lawsuit and the ride continued to function properly. It actually never decapitated anyone else again. It was just that one freak
They actually
accident.
covered up the crime.
In 1969, all the birds died.
All the birds died.
Yeah, so that sounds pretty cool, though. Sounds
Yeah,
like a cool
they
podcast.
named the annual pass, and immediately after they did that, Disney stopped doing the annual pass. They're like,
That's great.
you know what, guys? COVID.
Were they just a were they like a Disney only, or was it just anything?
No, it was just because they were like chopping around the names, and they're like, well, annual pass is what you have to buy if you want to go to Disney all the time without having to buy a ticket every time.
Right. How expensive is it?
Oh God, if I knew.
Like a regular ticket and the annual pass?
I know if you're a California resident,
Mm-hmm.
like live there and everything, you get like a major discount. Not only
Oh,
on
really?
your
It's
normal
cheaper
tickets.
if you're local?
Yeah, it's cheaper if you're local because you're likely to go there more and everything.
Right.
But it's also like a 4-hour drive from us. So if I did have the annual pass, I'd probably just go for Disneyland.
It's all the way in
time.
California. It's 4 hours away.
4 hours away. Let's make a weekend out of it.
Yeah. No, fuck a weekend, just the whole week.
Fuck, dude, you could just spend the whole week just in Star Wars. I mean, that's how there's this. Okay, so there's this Star Wars podcast.
Okay. How many podcasts do you listen to, James? I feel like you
So
say.
many.
I feel like you say you listen to a new podcast every single time we talk. Every time we meet, I'll just keep mentioning some random thing like, "Oh, dude, I lost my thermos today at the school." And you're like, "Oh, dude, I have a podcast I listen to about thermoses."
I listen to I have like 80 podcasts just in my back pocket that I never get to talk about. Whenever I talk about Joe, it's just this. I'm gonna literally show you how Joe reacts every time I bring up a podcast.
We're gonna rebrand
on the podcast.
Crapshoot's gonna be a podcast only about other podcasts. Where we
there
shit
are
on them.
podcasts about that. I listen to them.
Sorry, dang, it's already taken.
Yeah.
What if we were a podcast that roasts podcasts that review other podcasts?
That's also probably out there.
God damn. What about another layer of that?
Oh my god. The Matrix.
God. Untreaded territory.
Well,
the final frontier.
My brothers wanted to make a forklift certified podcast.
What's a forklift certified podcast mean?
They wanted to name it forklift certified, and they just I don't know. They want to talk about like forklifts and shit.
Forklifts?
I don't know.
How long is it gonna be? Like 30 minutes? They were just like
one
episode.
This is $1 million idea that no one's tapped into. This is the thing. I'm like, this is the most certain. Yeah, I was like, this is the most certain.
When I search in a
there are hundreds of podcasts about forklift certification.
What? No way.
Yes, it's insane.
What? You're joking.
I'm not. I'm genuinely not.
So you had an idea for a podcast, like let's talk about forklifts. No one has done it.
Don't say me.
Sorry, not you. Your brother. Them. Yeah, them. They were like to you. We should make a forklift podcast, and then you Googled it, and it turns out there's a lot of them.
Not even Google. I just opened up Spotify and typed in forklift certified.
Oh my god. Rapid fire, just machine gun.
I was like, I expected this. Obviously.
Yeah, I guess there's a podcast for anything out there nowadays.
Really? But there's a Star Wars podcast I listen to. And it's called the Rex and Around Show, and they're California residents who are also the makers of the Super 73 e-bike, which is becoming very popular and stuff. It has been.
It's a bike?
It's an electric bicycle.
Okay.
It's a really cool bike.
My father's pretty into bicycles.
Dude, my brother is so fucking into bikes.
I have no idea why he is, but he likes building. He likes taking parts of like bikes and making electric bikes.
That's exactly what my brother does.
JD, check this out. I just got this sick new battery, and I'm like, oh, that's great. And he's like, I'm gonna rig it up to my cycler or something. What do they call those things? The recliners. That's what they call them. You know the bike. You don't know what those are?
Oh, the seat.
Yeah, it's the bike name too. I think it's called a recliner, and basically it's a bicycle where you're leaning back. The seat is where you're leaning back, and it's like a full office chair pretty much on top of the bike. It's like if you took the top half of a gaming chair and strapped it onto a bicycle, and then like the pedals are like way out in front. There's no handlebars. Or the handlebars are below the seat. So you grab onto the handlebars below the seat.
What?
And then you pedal. The pedals are like in front of you. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. You know someone's a bicycle fanatic when you see them rocking up in the recliner.
Dude, my brother bought a tandem bicycle.
Yeah.
Just because he's like so fascinated by them. He doesn't ride it with anyone.
Oh, look it's at the just for him. Gears turn.
And he's gone through like 80 bikes. Like some have gotten stolen. 80 of them. He's sold or traded some, and that's a way over like exaggeration, but it's like
it's probably a decent amount. I mean,
it's more than 10. More.
Yeah, that's still a lot.
It's more than 10. It's just like he bought a tandem bicycle recently. And he's like, I could buy a converter kit, make this into an e-bike.
Jim, it's e-bike time.
You do not seem to understand, Jim. Ethan Winters.
Come on in, Ethan.
Come on in, Jim.
Why don't you take my recliner out for a ride? It's not a trap. I swear. Can you imagine Heisenberg on one of those bikes? I just got back with my what was the fucking brand name? E-bike.
Super 73.
Yeah, I just got back with my Super 73.
Winters. I've just gone back with my Super 73 bike. Would you like
I could probably rig it up with all the scrap I have around the workshop.
Bicycle. Ethan Winters.
I'm going to make a Super 73 robot, and it's gonna kill you while riding on a bicycle.
So, they're California locals, the Super 73 guys and everything.
Going back to that, yeah.
And they had an annual pass and everything. This was like before COVID and stuff. The owner of the company who runs the podcast,
getting scammed because you have an annual pass. COVID comes up.
Dude, it's such a scam. It really was. I was like, everyone's like, what are we supposed to do with our annual passes that we already bought? And they're like, oh, we'll give you a refund.
They're like, shut up.
I want to go all the time. It's like, but we're closed.
We're closed.
Like, I still want to go.
But I still want to. Oh, Disneyland.
Do you want to guess how much this costed?
I'm gonna guess like AAA video game cost? $60?
No.
Is it higher or lower?
It's way higher.
Shit, it's probably like 150 then, right?
Oh, much more.
It's more than 150?
Listen, I saved for this.
200.
Yeah, that's pretty close.
210?
210 is the base price.
Oh my god, so it's 210 plus tax?
It's 210 plus your choice of lightsaber style, then plus tax.
Oh, and the lightsaber style also costs money? Is it like $10 each?
Depending on which one you choose.
It costs more for each color. Oh my god.
No. Lightsaber color does not matter in cost or in everything. Like the blade and the color and everything, that's all interchangeable.
Wait, so what's the style then?
You mean
the model of the lightsaber handle itself?
So it's a fully customizable one. Like I could literally break this down to the bone and everything.
Holy crap, dude! That's really.
It's so cool. I didn't realize how cool it was.
I also didn't realize it was $210. I was like, remember when Remember it's more than 210. Remember when you showed me the video of you swinging it around? I'm like, dang, it looks like a really high quality lightsaber. I remember when I was a kid and I was swinging around that $5 lightsaber, the one that extends.
They sell those. You can build your own.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
They have a build.
But holy crap, that's super expensive.
It's like
Jesus.
$20. It is, but it's real and everything, and it's got a ton of cool.
How many did you buy? Just the one?
Just the one. I was very tempted to buy.
I thought your family was gonna buy some too, and I was like, dang.
I cannot lie to you, JD. Yeah. I did not realize how much I wanted this.
Really?
Like, you know me. I don't like Disney.
I know you.
You know me.
I got it from our Marvel talks that you probably didn't like Disney either.
Do you know me?
No, James. We've only been doing this podcast for over a year.
We've only met once.
We've only known each other in high school for a few years. We knew
each other for like 5 years.
Yeah, I don't know you, dude. You're a stranger to me.
I'm not even including the years after high school. I'm just talking about like high school and like before.
Yes, that too.
What do you know?
Who are you? Wait a minute. Who are you? This entire time you've been talking to an imposter, James.
Dude,
I don't know you, and you don't know me.
I wanted to put in my paycheck before we left, and I didn't have time, and I was like so disappointed.
Dude, write it off as a work expense.
Oh my god, if only. If only.
I do a podcast for profit, and
if I could, I would. But dude, I didn't realize how much I was gonna like, because I was like, I saw the videos of people building. I'm like, that looks pretty fucking cringe.
It looks cringe. You look at this nerd with his lightsaber, and then now you're like kissing this lightsaber. Just
failure. Game
disgusting. Over. Take that stupid mask off.
No, but it was. I didn't realize how nice and fun the experience would be, despite the fact that it was in fact not 70 degrees out and probably more like 80 plus.
Oh yeah, it's like 80 plus with like humidity, hot. Right?
It was so humid.
Yeah, I hate humidity.
I had packed my clothing for colder weather because I had been told before we went several times it would be 60 or 70 degrees.
And why'd you who told you that?
My family.
And you believe them?
I should have known.
Your family of compulsive liars. Your family of compulsive liars that lies to you all the time.
I called out one of my brothers for being.
Your family that likes Riverdale. You trusted them without the wedding.
I called out one of my brothers for being a gaslighter. He's like, I don't think you know what that word means. I'm like, do you know what it means? Because you do it all the time.
Explain the term to me. It's when gas becomes on fire. Duh. Just a gas explosion.
But it also makes noises when there's no blade in it, and it's like a little sparky noise. of like not having.
Yeah, I heard that. Jesus,
it's so fucking cool.
That looks.
And then when you take the crystal out, it makes noises and like lights appear and stuff. It's cool.
Wow,
I really like it. And this is coming from somebody who hates Disney, and I'm like,
who hates Disney's but loves the new trilogy. Continue what you were saying. You're really just cracking up at that. Hold up, there's like, I switched my chair recently, and there's like this screw in the back of it, and I need to get like a pillow to prop myself up because I'm old now. I'm a boomer. Give me just a second.
Boomer here. Boomer spotted. Hey guys,
that's much better. What were you saying?
Boomer spotted.
Okay, boomer.
Okay.
I want to be a good pilot like Luke Skywalker. Then you'll die like him too.
Okay, boomer.
Okay, boomer.
Dude, I did not realize how much.
Stop, Google. I didn't say okay, Google. I said okay, boomer. Google's a boomer, dude.
Okay, Google.
Yeah, my phone just reacted to me saying boom. Okay, boomer.
But I didn't realize how much I would enjoy his experience because it's like first you got to choose the hilt, and I chose this one. I swear to God.
How many other designs are there for the hilt?
There are 4 different types, and it's like because it's all interchangeable, you can have a different variation of each piece. Like for the center part for this one I chose, you could get one that has a reveal of the crystal inside as you ignite it and stuff.
Oh,
and
wow.
It's like you have 2 different types of like tops and bottoms, and then you have 4 different versions of these parts right here, because these are also interchangeable and you can switch them around and stuff.
Oh, so is that your custom one that you chose?
Yeah, it's like a Lego lightsaber.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, Lego ones are great, dude. People don't give it credit, but Lego Star Wars is busting, dude. We should do a playthrough of that. Game Grumps it.
We should.
We Game Grumps play some old games. I need to get an emulator or something.
A little flap on the bottom so you can hook it on your belt, but I'm not going to do
hell
like
yeah.
your pants would fall down because I don't have
It's heavy, isn't it?
It's so heavy.
Yeah, because it's like full metal or something.
You fucking beat somebody over the head with this.
That's it. Probably could count as a blunt weapon.
This would. This.
Could you imagine getting caught by the police? They're putting in the report like the man had a lightsaber, which is a blunt weapon.
Stop! Or I'll do it. Sir, is that a Lego lightsaber?
Yeah.
But it was such a fun experience of building it, and you can get 4 different types. I accidentally chose the good guy one.
You accidentally chose the what?
The good guy one, because they're like, go look at those 4 drawers over there and pull them open and choose what you want. And I thought they meant literally pick a piece out. So like I opened the top drawer and I like physically
but it was just a display piece, right?
Down. I'm like, it's just glued down.
You're just supposed to point at it, right? I'll take this one.
But it was really cool because it was like they had the bad guy version. Then you could get like a wooden one with a bone coming out of the bottom.
What the heck?
And then you could get like this really like angelic, like very white, clean looking one and stuff. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Well, I probably wouldn't choose that one.
You got good
if it gets dirty, then it's very noticeable.
You got evil looking one, bone wood one. And then
the way you describe stuff is so terrible because
I'm the
what does the lightsaber look like? It looks evil.
It looks like Lego.
It looks kind of evil.
See, this is like a Lego.
This one looks kind of angelic. It's like, shut up, dude.
It's like it's like the Xbox Series S.
God damn.
Look at this controller.
Yeah. Okay. It's just super white. I guess.
It's like white and gold and stuff, and it's again. It's like a completely customizable thing, and I think depending on which one you choose, I think the wood one is cheaper because it's plastic. Yeah, the wood and bone one. I'm pretty sure it's like all plastic, and this one's pure metal.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if you're gonna spend that much on a lightsaber, might as well get the metal one, dude. Might as well make it a self-defense tool too.
It really is, dude. Just fucking back of the head. It's just all.
Or like a stress reliever, like someone's bothering you, and you're just like.
No. Oh.
I mean, that's how I would use a lightsaber.
I chose this one completely based upon this one piece.
Which piece?
I'm taking it off right now. This top piece.
Oh.
I saw this and I'm like,
it looks pretty well designed, actually. A lot of stuff.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. And then it's like, see, you got like, it's got a plastic core, which is what this is.
Ah, okay.
But it's like a very thick plastic, dude. It's like, that could still beat something.
Like, it's like freaking nylon plastic.
Yeah, you're gonna fucking kill somebody with that.
You could do some damage.
But, to go back to it, the Rex and Around show, the Super 73 guys, he has like 20 of these.
No, whoa, that's a lot of money. Yeah.
No, whoa, no. No.
20 of them, huh? That's like what, like 4K? More than 4K, right?
Dude, more.
More than 4K.
Probably.
That's like the price of
I'm assuming 20 because like at 15 I lost count because of how many the guy was holding in his hands at once.
Oh, jeez.
So much.
Dang, he's got a lot of lightsabers.
Oh my god, dude, he's so fucking rich.
I bet he's just got like one. He's just got like one lightsaber for each combination of every 4 pieces.
Yeah,
like,
probably.
Jesus.
And then it's like the mix and match between them and stuff.
It's like he forgets what he got the last time or like his previous combinations. So he has like just a bag of them. He's like, hold on a second. He pulls them out. Okay, I don't have this combination.
Hold on, I gotta take this one from that one. Just give me a second real quick.
Or maybe he did like a bulk buy where he's just like, just give me one of every combination. Give me one of everything.
Just give me one of it all.
Yeah, you see that? Just give me that.
I hit my microphone while swinging it in. Hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what happens when you twist it on. And then you can buy Kyber crystals.
Whoa. What are those?
Sounds like a little Adderall bottle.
Kyber crystals?
These are what make a lightsaber, like make the blade, like the light and everything.
Light up? Are they like consumables?
No. Do not. They look like Jolly Ranchers, but
sorry, I didn't mean to give Disney the idea. Purge that thought.
It's like Tide Pods. It's like, no.
No, it's like microtransactions. They're like, you could only use these 3 times per lightsaber, so make sure you stock up on them.
But it's a genuine little crystal and stuff, and it's got like some sort of chip or something inside where when you put it in, it changes the color of the lightsaber completely and stuff.
So if you want to switch the color, you have to change out the crystal?
Yeah, but It's a super easy process.
Yeah.
Surprisingly. I made it so difficult because I didn't understand the first time, so I just took apart the whole lightsaber completely over and over again for those pictures.
And then you realize, like, oh wait, I just need to open up this one flap and put it in.
Just twist these pieces off right here.
Yeah.
And then just take off the center plating.
Mm-hmm.
Oh fuck! I hit my microphone again.
Yeah.
And bada bing, purple crystal.
Nice. Is the purple one your favorite?
I think the red one's my favorite. I almost got the white one, which it's like
there's a white one.
There's a white one, and then technically there's a black one, but it's just a red one.
Oh, okay.
It's like the specialty of it comes from buying something else, not having it in the lightsaber and stuff. It just has all the same properties as the red lightsaber and stuff. Like,
yeah.
That's even what
like when you show me the pictures. I don't know if it was just through the pictures, but I thought the purple and red one looked better than the blue and green one.
Oh, that was yellow.
Oh, my bad. Yellow.
It's fine. It looked green at first, and I'm like, oh no. But after some time, like looking at it and stuff, I'm like, yeah, okay, it's yellow.
I mean, you can't blame me. The picture you sent me, it looks great.
No, it looks absolutely green in those pictures. I hope you're showing those pictures right now, JD.
I'm not.
Also, the lighting doesn't change between any of the pictures. No light gets turned on. So when the purple and blue ones look so much more blown out.
Yeah, what's with that? It's so weird.
I do not know.
It makes it look cooler though. It looks like you put like a filter over it.
It does. My sister used this one filter where it's like this sort of like 1980s camera, and it's got like a tweet brain and stuff, and it looks so
grainy.
good. It looks really good with that because it's like got this super sharp outline to it, and it's like it perfectly like how the original movies like made it look and everything. But dude, it's so cool, and it's like it was like a religious experience.
A religious experience. Welcome to the cult of Disney.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was for me, because it's like, also they have awesome rides that are interactive.
I bet they do, yeah.
They have this.
I don't know though. I haven't been to Disneyland in. Actually, I've been to Disneyland once, when I was like 2 or something, and I don't remember it, and I never went again.
I literally went there right before they built the Star Wars section of the park. So I never
went there during the worst part.
Yeah, it's back when the only Star Wars thing was a museum, and to me that was literally the coolest part of the park. Yeah. I like cared for nothing else, and I was always
reject like Disney, embrace Star Wars.
Can we go to the Star Wars museum so I can look at all the stormtrooper costumes? Okay, thank you.
Okay, ooh, Riverdale is like they have a Riverdale section.
Tomorrow
would it be hilarious if they added a Riverdale Riverdale theme ride?
Ooh, Cartopia.
Artie.
But it was like, it was so cool, dude. It's so big. It's like the Millennium Falcon. You got the Sith ship there.
Yeah, I saw that. It was a really big area.
Like interact with you and stuff.
Is that like 1-to-1?
Oh yeah, it's 1-to-1.
Oh.
You can even see inside the cockpit and stuff. It's insane. Nice. They got like they got the doors down, so if like anyone wanted to fake walk up into the ship, they could.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you mean by fake walk up? Like they walk up, but there's actually the doors are open, but you can only get in like a little bit.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I think it's like only the base section of the ship is built, and the rest is just like fake and stuff.
Yeah, the rest is
so it's like they can walk up there and just chill until everybody leaves, and they can come out and like waddle away.
Like, no, waddle away, waddle.
Until the very next day. But yeah, they got this one ride where it's like you're these smugglers and you're flying the Millennium Falcon, and you got two pilots.
God, you're Han Solo?
Like, you're the Han Solo and Chewbacca, and then you also got 2 gunners and 2 engineers who have to fix the ship.
Oh.
And me and my dad, who got like separated from our entire other family, which, dude, there were way too many of us. It was like my one least favorite thing is how many of us were there. There were 13 of us.
Oh, so you went with like your whole family?
Yes, and I didn't want that, JD. And that stresses enough. I thought this was a bad idea. It was a bad idea because Disneyland
just
during
too
COVID,
many people, huh?
Especially, is not made for 13 people.
Yeah, it was probably built around the nuclear family, just 4 people, probably.
It was.
Yeah. And you're more than 3 times that.
Yeah, and this specific ride is like you can have only 6 people in it at a time.
Yeah.
And so it was like 6 people of this part got split off, 6 people of this part got split off, and then there was me and my dad.
And you waddled away.
And we got stuck with, I don't want to say stuck because they were very nice people, but these 2 ladies on electric scooters.
Oh.
Who had to like drive around to a system and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like we got stuck with them, so we only had like part of the experience because we didn't have any engineers and we were flying and everything, and we had never done this before. And like, oh yeah, we've ridden this ride like 5 times. And I'm like, lady, what the fuck am I doing? Our tour guide was so unenthusiastic too. He's like, okay, if you see any flashing lights, don't forget to hit them or your ship's gonna crash.
Dude, he's probably been dealing with entitled parents and kids all day in 80-degree heat.
Just opened, JD. I cannot stress this enough. The park opened like an hour before.
Oh, maybe it was just a bad day then. Woke up weird.
It's how every one of our workers were, dude, on both days.
I'm so glad you got the most crazy, awesome, Well, how could you hate working for a $1 billion company, dude?
100% watch Swoozy's animated like tellings of his time working at Disneyland, and he's like, this is just hell on earth.
It's hell on earth.
He's just talking about like how horrible it is all the time. But then there's me who's like, if I was to work anywhere in the Star Wars section of the park or on the Guardians of the Galaxy ride, if I got a job at Disney,
I'd be
do not think I could be upset. I genuinely do not think I could be upset because it was like so fun to look at and like just be a part of and stuff. And it's like all the people at Star Wars are like all these characters.
Disney World.
And they got to wear all these cool Star Wars outfits, and they're like, oh, so fucking cool. And then like at Guardians of the Galaxy 1, you're in the Tower of Terror, which is the best ride in the park. The best ride.
The Tower of Terror?
Tower of Terror, which got converted into the Guardians of the Galaxy Breakout one.
Oh.
And it's like, it's this great storytelling point as you're going through it. And then it's like, it's like shooting you up and down over and over and over again. And then like you get stuck for like a second up at the very top of the ride, and you get to look out of the park, and then you get fucking shot down to the ground. It's just so much fun. And apparently I found out they had an after hours version, which is where it like gets spooky.
The adult time.
Yeah, all the aliens that broke out. It's very violent, and dude, they're playing like fucking heavy metal music instead of like the 80s Guardians of the Galaxy.
Wait, do they actually play that song?
Yeah, they play all the songs and stuff.
Oh,
and it's like in the after hours version, it's like
we've got the license. We're gonna utilize it.
It's like you shoot down and everything. It's like super epic. I love it so much.
But wow, like, it sounds like you had a really great time at Disney World.
In those two specific spots, yes.
Did you go anywhere else?
Oh, with 13 people, I definitely did.
Oh boy.
Immediately, so our first place we went on the first day, because we were there for 2 days.
Yeah.
First day we went to Star Wars, and we walked that section very quickly. And that's what upset me, is like I didn't get to soak in any of this, because it was like I immediately had to
soak up the rays, babe.
Or else I would have to set a reservation. I would have to do it through the app, and it's a bitch of a process to do. Just all the times they're booked, and it's like, yeah, it was literally the person was like, dude, you're lucky like you got here when you did, because it's like after this group, it's just reservations all day. It's like there's no room for anybody else. You're lucky you got here when you did. I'm like, yeah, I am. And my family fucking hated me because I had to carry this around all day with us as we went on rides.
Oh no.
And I'm just you're like, what do you want me to do? This was the only thing I wanted. You guys get to ride all these roller coasters. I don't care about that.
I want this.
Listen, I do
you
not
all
roller coasters anymore.
Every single one of your 12 members of your family hated you that day.
Dude, they truly did, because I was just fucking pouring sweat, and I was like, why are we standing in the sun? Because every time, JD, every time we got off a ride.
Okay, I know it gets serious. You get really close.
These motherfuckers, dude. Every time we got off a ride, they're like, where are we going to stand? Oh, I know, directly in the sun.
Yeah.
There's shade 10 feet that way. No, we're going to stand directly in the sun. You can see it. The red outline on my face and everything.
Yeah, I see it.
I am sunburnt, JD, and it hurts so much.
And you didn't have any SP50 or something?
I was literally too sweaty to be able to put it on properly.
You could slap it onto your layer of sweat, but it would just slide right off.
It was already too sweaty. I was like, oh man, I wasn't expecting this. I didn't put it on because I was like, it's gonna be cold today. We're going to be walking around. We're going to be sensible. It's cold. We're not going to stand directly in the fucking sun every time we get off a ride.
Oh, of course not. That'd be stupid.
Motherfucker.
Surprise!
It's the law enforcement. It's like, why are we standing in the sun?
Why are we still here? Just to suffer.
And I'm wearing what I am now. I brought the flannel because I thought it was going to be like cold and everything. I was like,
flannel, because you gotta do style.
It's gonna be 60 degrees out, guys.
You gotta style on them, dude.
I want to stay slightly warm, and it's like I'm standing there, and it's like, oh, okay. Well, here's the thing, I cannot take this off because I have body dysmorphia.
Yeah.
I have image issues, and I cannot remove this flannel because then I will be in just a t-shirt, and I feel very uncomfortable like that. And there are thousands.
What do you mean, James? There's only 1,000 other people staring at you.
My family, my sister's like, just take off your flannel.
You're hot. Just take off your clothes, dude.
You know what? Last time I took off the flannel, you remember what happened then? I hated it. I crossed my arms the entire time, and I kept my head down. I literally
okay, James. If other people take off their clothes, then will you be comfortable taking off your clothes? She just shouts out to the crowd like, "Hey, it's hot out! Everyone, take off your shirts!" And everyone just disrobes.
God, they're all hot.
You're right. Yeah. Oh no, he's hot.
It's literally what it was like. It's like,
wow.
It was like literally, I'm like pouring sweat and everything. I'm just so uncomfortable the whole day, and they're like, let's just keep standing.
It sounds like you were really close to getting like a heat stroke or something.
I was very close to having a stroke.
Just a normal one. One that's not caused by heat.
It's not even one that's caused by heat, just caused by stress. Holy shit, I was losing my mind. And like, okay, we're all gonna split off, right? And you know, originally, I wasn't even gonna hang out with them for the rest of the day. I was gonna purely stay in the Star Wars part. And then I was like, you know what? That's very selfish.
You know what? Fuck off. No, I'm gonna be here.
I was literally like, I'm literally going to Star Wars and I'm fucking off. Whatever you guys want to do, you do. I want to play with my lightsaber. I'm going to go on Star Wars.
We'll be back here in 8 hours.
And then I was like, you know what? That's very mean and rude and very selfish of me to do. I'm here at Disneyland with my family.
It is just selfish. Yeah,
I should go hang out with my family. My family.
What a great idea.
They're doing. JD, I cannot stress this enough. They did not have a plan. They did not know what they were doing. We were wandering and we're standing in the sun still.
Well, I mean, if I know anything about you, James, I know that you love to follow up on plans and make everything orderly and just
such sensitive skin. And I'm just standing here.
You know I have bad glands.
They do. They do know this because
that's a GTA reference.
All the time. And they're like, hey, let's go on the Matterhorn.
What the fuck's the Matterhorn?
It's the worst fucking ride ever because it's like this fucking big to sit in, and I'm like not that big.
It's tiny.
And
I could probably fit in there.
You fuck around when you're in it.
Yeah.
And it's like it hurts because it's pressing into my sides, and I'm holding the
pressing into your wide birthing hips.
And I'm holding the lightsaber in my hands, like fully built and everything. And it's like, it's in this. They gave us.
I can imagine that, yeah.
I'm like, my knees are buckled up to my chest because this thing is not made for people my size. Yet
it's made for kids, probably, right? Kids.
I don't know.
I mean, you make it sounds like it's for kids.
None of these rides are made for adults, JD. I cannot stress enough. Every ride we rode, I just kept thinking, why are my knees at my chest? Every time.
James, just because you're so like huge and muscular, just like hugely buff, dude. The muscularity that you have on your frame is just, you can't fit into the rides, man.
I was like, this is so incredible.
See, James, the rides are built for regular humans. It's just that you're like a minotaur compared to everyone else. It's just like your biceps just don't fit into the cart, man. It's you know, you're like Hulk when whenever he's trying to do anything.
I was like losing my mind. I was losing my mind when we get off the Matterhorn. I'd been jerked around and everything, and I felt like I was gonna go flying out of the ride, or the ride was gonna go off the rails or something.
It's just like so. I imagine so.
I cannot express this enough. There are way too many rides in Disneyland that have sharp corners, and all I can think about is, why do roller coasters have sharp corners?
They hired the perfect engineers.
There's like 20 of them.
I imagine like a little kid, and he's holding like his mother's hand, and he's licking his ice cream, and he looks over to the Matterhorn ride, and he sees a window break, and your like body go flying out of the Matterhorn.
My body.
Yeah, your ragdoll body just flying out of the Matterhorn. And you do like the Halo animation of where you're like flailing around.
It's literally me like,
as you're falling. Yeah. It's so good.
Just jumping out my window like.
God damn. Lightsaber sounds everywhere.
So visual me just going.
Wow, that is just. That's quite something. Yeah, is there like other sections for other Disney franchises? Or is it just Star Wars? What else is there?
Oh boy, yeah. So
like a Sleeping Beauty place or something?
That's technically in just the Disney Princess part, which is like such a vague thing. There's a Mr. Toad's ride.
Who the you remember fuck's Mr. No, I don't know who Mr. Toad is. I'm not a
Frog
Disney dude.
Mr. Toad?
What?
It was just
I don't know.
It was literally a picture book about a toad and a frog who wear suits, and they're like, yes, we're all dapper Englishmen. Yeah,
no, it does not ring a bell.
Yeah, it was this book I just so vaguely remember from my childhood. And my brother's like, we have to ride this ride. This ride is
right about that book.
I want to ride. And like he grabs me and shoves me out of the way when this person's walking
shoves you into that tiny compartment called the Mr. Frog ride.
It's like, dude, our family had to stop so many times to wait for other family members to come with us.
It's like the frog ride. The frog ride is just like an Iron Maiden, and like you get inside of it, it's just a bunch of like sharp spikes pointing at your face. Close it up on you.
I like, man. And me and my dad had to sit together on this ride, and all I could think about was, this ride is not made for two men of our size to be sitting in the same car.
Grown men are not meant to fit in this ride, Jim.
We did the math that we should be sitting next to each other, and all I could think is, this is
Were
bad.
You like the only member of your family wearing not summer clothes?
Yeah.
So they tell you it's gonna be like cold, and then they just wear t-shirts and stuff.
I had been told it would be 60 degrees, the 70 degrees, and everything. I kept remembering being told it's gonna be cold. I can't wait for it to be cold. And I'm like, yeah, man, I can't wait for it to be cold. It's gonna be great when it's cold and everything. It's like it'll be so nice, be riding all those roller coasters, just having cold wind.
Honestly, with 1,000 people cramped up in a small place like Disneyland,
it could have been 60 degrees for a while.
Colder is probably a better thing.
Yeah, and I was just thinking, this is gonna be nice. And then I get there, I'm like, cool. I have jeans and
it's hot.
That is all.
These are not very cool beans.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh my.
I lied. It's like whoever told you it was gonna be cold, he turns around to you. He's got his like Hawaiian shirt, button-up shirt, and his shorts. Shorts, and he's like
who's like turning around and they turn in their Harry Potter, their Harry Osborn, and they're like
Venom. It's just in his Ethan he's in his Heisenberg voice like, I lied, it was a trap.
It's not a trap, I swear.
It was a trap.
It's gonna be cold at Disneyland.
It's gonna be cold, Jim, I swear.
Oh man, it was so uncomfortable, and it's like I just was like so tired by the end of the first day. And I wore my boots. My boots are so worn in and torn apart and stuff.
When did you realize it was not gonna be when you like stepped out of the car in California?
And I stepped out of the hotel because like when I stepped out of the car, we were in the parking garage, and then we just went up
nighttime or something.
Our room and everything, and it was just like, okay, guys, let's go. And I get out and I step out of the hotel. I'm like, fucking Christ, it's hot.
You look at like the blazing sun, and it's like you can see like the heat. You can see like the heat waves. You can see the heat waves. You look down, and there's like a puddle on the sidewalk, and it dries up as you look at it. It like evaporates while you're looking at it. It's just like, what the?
Cookies on the side of the road.
Dude, Disneyland must be like littered to hell, right? Or maybe there are people.
There were so many masks on the ground.
That's what I thought. Yeah, Jesus.
Disneyland's also split up into two parks.
Oh, there's two parts of Disneyland?
There's Disneyland, and then there's California Adventure. My microphone again. California Adventures, and in California
Adventures, whenever you hit your microphone, there's no sound on my end.
I'm aware.
Yeah,
it's just a purely me thing where I'm like talking, and then I'll just like fucking just sock the fucking.
You'll be like passionate about whatever you're complaining about, and it's just smack the microphone. Gives you a concussion.
It'll literally like just be me talking, and then I just fucking wallop the shit out of it. And I know you can't hear it, but because I can hear everything I do.
Oh, is it like it's loud to you?
Yes, it's like I'm like just yeah, JD knows.
It's like the tinnitus ring just in your ears. Yeah, but I mean, you enjoyed your time at Disney, right?
Yeah.
Overall-ish?
For the most part, yeah. Like, I enjoyed the parts that
it's nice to have a break every now and then anyway, so.
There was a kitchen called Pym's Kitchen, and it was like Hank Pym, and it was about like shrinking, growing stuff.
Oh.
And it's like, it's so theatrical. It's
cooking with Pym particles.
It's
cooking with Scott Lang himself.
The bun's super
Paul Rudd was actually there, and he was in a chef outfit.
Dude, it's like
And he looked up at us and he was like, "Look at us,
look at us.
look at us." Not me.
Not me. It's literally like, hey, do you want a chicken sandwich but the bun's super small? What? Do you want a chicken sandwich but the chicken's really big?
It's no, it's like they make the bun smaller to give you the illusion that the meat is more. So it's like the patty's the same size as a regular chicken sandwich, but the buns are just smaller.
The bun's this big and the chicken patty's like this big.
Oh, that's pretty sizable then, actually.
It's like, this is so impractical.
That's pretty sizable. I would like that.
And then it's like the big chicken one's like, it's this huge and the bun's
oh my god.
You're like,
the bun's the same size, but the chicken is like 4 times as big, wide.
Right. And then it's like you get like a peanut butter and jelly one, where it's like you get.
Oh, there's a peanut butter jelly chicken sandwich?
No, a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Okay. Just normal. And it's like you can get a giant pretzel, and I was like, ah.
Oh, that's what you got. I saw that. Language. I saw you get that.
Fucking, it was gross. Like the pretzel
it wasn't good. Yeah.
The pretzel was a pretzel. It was just a huge pretzel.
It's just a pretzel.
The sauce. The
cheese sauce was that cheese or was it not cheese?
It was beer cheese, and beer cheese is so good when they get it right.
God, food tastes great when you cook it good. Who could have thought, James?
Good soup.
So did you just not use the cheese after, or? Did you...
No, the problem was that I was like, I already drank my drink, and I'm sitting in the sun.
It's like, no, you didn't drink your drink. Your drink evaporated before your very eyes.
For all I know, it did, JD. Here's the thing. Yeah. And it's a super awkward story too, but it's like I'm already sweating to death. Because it's like
I can imagine like your whole family being like totally. I mean, maybe they're a little bit damp from sweat, but then like it's just you, just like drenched, like you took a shower.
Oh, yeah. No, here's the thing. My sister was telling me like, oh yeah, I was sweating. I had seen her. She was sweating, but not like me.
But there were no beads on your forehead. Shut the hell up.
It was like sunken into like down here from sweat. Like my back was stained.
It's like you can tell that you could see like the sweat stains everywhere.
Oh yeah, I took off the flannel and I could feel how wet it was, and I'm like, oh, this is so gross.
Oh,
it was so gross. It was like by the end of the day, I'm like, this is so uncomfortable. And it's like, remember, you do not have anything else to wear over your clothing. And I'm like,
I like the way that you sent me a picture of the pretzel they were eating, and you were like, this shit bussin', but then like a couple messages later you were like, this shit was not very bussin'.
I hadn't started eating it when I sent that.
Or no, the pretzel was so fucking dumb. That's what you told me.
It's so bad. The cheese sauce fucking killed it, dude. It's like the pretzel.
Average pretzel, terrible sauce.
It's good. It's a big pretzel, and it's like the sauce was so fucking
It's been a while since I've had one of those big pretzels.
Dude, a good pretzel and good beer cheese. I think the only time I ever had like really good, and I think it was my first time, was genuinely a TGI Fridays.
Yeah, I mean, weirdly, oh man, they closed down that TGI Fridays. That was at the casino that's close to me, you know. And I'm sad about that because they opened up like a sports bar in its place.
Yeah,
and the sports bar food is dog shit, dude. It tastes like shit.
After I drop my brother off, I drive past that every day, and I'm like, I had my graduation dinner there.
The TGI Fridays was like, it was like a sports bar but with better food.
In that same parking lot was my favorite hobby store that got closed down during the pandemic, and now it's a furniture store, and all I think about is that was the only place I've ever seen a wall of Gundams at before. It was stacked so fucking high. There were so many of them.
Dang.
Like, the selection.
Not very many Gundam stores, but when there is one,
it was cool.
Friggin' ceiling high of Gundams.
It was.
Mm-hmm.
But it was like I had the only seat that was in the sun because everybody else had shade. And let me tell you about
they decided to put you, the family member who's dying of sweating the most, into the sun.
I was left alone.
Okay.
Everyone had split off. We'd all split off into our different groups, and I was like, I want to ride the Guardians of the Galaxy one more time. And we rode it, and they're like, hey, you're on
I've got it's like it's all distorted because you're having a heat stroke as you're doing the ride. do. I'm tired of believing. Do do do. Yeah.
Hey, like I look like I'm getting more and more unhinged too, but I was
starting to look like what you look like in Disneyland almost.
I am.
Really?
I was like left alone, and I'm like, I really want to try this kitchen.
Oh, so there's a space of time where you were just alone, like no one else was with you.
And I was like, cool, I'm alone. I can just like, just hang out. I can just be alone and stuff. And like, I'm like waiting in line, and it's like, I'm not cooling down despite the fact I'm inside, and I think I feel an AC. I'm not cooling down.
That might be a problem.
I'm in line, and I'm like, my body's getting hotter, and I'm like heating up more and more. I'm like, I'm like standing in line. Like,
you're a walking reactor, dude, just like the Hulk.
I was a literal thermal
reactor.
And it was like, it finally came my turn, and like it was like this super young lady who looked at me, and I could just see dread the moment she saw me. I'm like, I'm sorry, I just want a pretzel and a drink.
It's like she was smiling at the customer before, but as she sees you at her smile, just neutral face.
She was wearing a mask.
Just poker face, just.
But it was just like, can I just get a quantum pretzel and a drink? And she's like,
one of the good things about a mask is that it blocks out a lot of smells. So there you go.
I don't know. I just remember at the end of the day, I was like, fuck, God, I stink.
You finally know what it feels like to be Aaron Hansen of Game Grumps.
It's Danny with his giant mane of what looks like unwashed hair.
I don't know how many times I've watched like a compilation, and there's been like multiple segments where Dan Avidan was like, you smell like shit right now and you're sweating your balls off.
It's like, it was such an uncomfortable experience because like they're preparing the food behind them,
and
it's like, it's not made to order, it just sits up there until you order it. Because
it's just one of those like fast food joints.
Yeah, and I walk up to, like, this old lady. She's like a little sweet old lady. She's like, okay, what did you order, sweet? Let me see your receipt. You got the quantum pretzel and a soda. Okay,
it's called a quantum pretzel?
The quantum pretzel, yes. And she walks over, she grabs the pretzel at the top, she hands me a fucking giant tray, and I'm like, oh God.
The gesture you did, it was like she hands me, but like you were throwing it. It's like she just tosses it at you, just fucking.
She dropped it on the counter, like very like upsetly. I'm like, I understand. Trust me, it's the end of the day. I understand. She hands me a drink. She's like, yeah, good day. I'm like, you have no idea how much this is gonna do for me.
You don't know how much this means to me.
You do not understand what you've done for me today.
I'll repay my debts.
I'm walking over and I'm like, okay, I just gotta go through these doors and then I get my drink, and I walk through the doors and there's just these two girls that are like taking an hour to choose, because it's a Coke freestyle machine. They're taking like an hour to choose what they want, and I'm like just standing there behind them holding my giant
meanwhile you're getting hotter and hotter, just.
And everybody else there is like, they're all with their pals. Like, people walk in, they kind of like stare at me. They're like, oh, look at this sweaty fucking mess.
Look at this weird. Look at this sweaty weirdo just by himself. Just what is he doing? I bet he's got an annual pass. Says it on his shirt.
Get the shirt till after. I bought this shirt to wear to there, and I didn't get it till the day after we left.
Oh, feels bad, huh?
It really is.
Yeah.
And like I'm standing there, and it finally gets my turn, and I'm like, okay, cool, now it's time to go outside and take a seat. I walk out the door. Immediately to my left, in the shade, is an open seat, but also across from that is a person. And JD, I cannot sit there.
Oh, so it's like one of those benches where somebody's on one side of it, but then the other side is open? Why can't you sit there, James?
My social awkwardness and obligation, I could not sit there.
Come on, James, you care too much.
She immediately made eye contact with me, and I saw just her go like.
That's you're imagining things, James.
No, I'm not. Though.
You're imagining. It's your social awkwardness, dude. It's making you imagine things. Don't give a shit about other people's situations. Just plop your ass in that seat and don't give a fuck whether it makes her uncomfortable.
I just couldn't.
Yeah, maybe a week later you'll get, FBI knocking your door for like sexual, misconduct allegations. But I mean, it's totally fine. It happens all the time.
I like looked at her. I'm like, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, but I need shade.
The only spot was this one weird looking table in the sun, and it was the only place that didn't have an umbrella. I'm like, what the fuck is this? By the way, there's only one chair pushed into it, and it's part of a giant bar table, and it's like sunken down to the ground. It's like this giant like area to sit in.
It's melted.
Like, for me sitting, it's like up here, so it's like very awkward while eating and stuff.
Oh, it's too high, huh?
It's too high, and it's like there's a chair there and everything. And I'm like, I look around, I'm like, this is quite literally the only spot other than that one spot at the front.
Yeah, no one sits there because it's a terrible spot to sit.
And I realized like 10 minutes later, while I'm like dying of heat stroke eating this pretzel.
You're dying of heat stroke eating this dry pretzel that's drying you out of your bar.
I was sitting in a handicap spot.
Oh.
There was a chair already there was the problem, and I thought it was okay, and then I look over and I see there's a table with only 3 chairs. I'm like,
oh, well.
Oh, fuck. And I realized people had been looking at me the whole time. Sitting in the handicap spot.
It's like a nightmare story you're telling me. It's like you're trying not to cause people inconveniences, but while you're doing that, you cause people inconveniences. Yeah, like, I don't know if there was any handicapped people there, so you're probably in the clear.
There weren't. Luckily, there were not.
You were probably in the clear.
Here's the thing also. There was a stunt show going on.
Oh.
Directly in front of me.
That's cool.
And it was cool. If I could see it. The problem is, because how low the seat was and where it was placed, there was a tree blocking the entire stage, and it was the Avengers. It was the Avengers stunt show where it was Captain America and Black Widow fighting Taskmaster and all their goons. There's this big thing where Captain America jumps in, and he's like, somebody, I can do that all day.
Is this guy bothering you?
And it's like Black Widow's like sneaking down the side of a building, and like I'm trying to like look under a tree and all this, and it's like I can see little holes and stuff, and it's like, what the fuck's going on? I'm like dying. There's this very loud stunt show going on. I can't listen to the podcast because my left headphone is dead and my right one is way too quiet.
Damn.
And it's like, my drink's out. I don't know if I can get a refill. I would be too awkward to get up and leave.
Holy crap, dude. It's just so many things wrong with your situation.
Still got half a pretzel left.
Our situation usually be like, sorry, I can't speak. Your situation is like, when I'm in it, I'm in like the opposite position of what you would be in. Like, I would be the one sitting down at the umbrella thing, and then somebody would walk by and like I have like an open seat in front of me. But unlike you, James, I have a bunch of people who walk by, and like the one dude would just sit in front of me because he's just like, oh, this guy looks harmless. Might as well just sit there.
I don't look harmless though, is the thing. I'm pretty sure I look very threatening to people when I'm sweaty because I'm just.
Oh, dude, they see a full grown man who can't fit into rides at Disney because he's so hulkingly muscular. What, afraid? You're threatening, dude? What are you talking about?
I'm like, we were leaving the park, and like, I looked to my dad and I'm like, there's one more thing I have to do. He's like, what is it? And I'm like, I have to get that Stormtrooper helmet because I don't see it anywhere else.
That was a last minute thing?
It was a last minute thing. I swear to God, I was originally going to get another lightsaber out of pure like just.
Dude, if you had that early on and you just put it on the entire day, you'd look like 70% less threatening.
I know. This was a genuine thought I had.
Yeah.
This is nothing new.
You could sit down at that table
as well. And I go back into the park and I go to 3 wrong spots of stores because I forgot which one sold the full helmet, because some stores only sell the front half.
Oh, so it's like a string attached to it or something, like a Halloween mask?
But it's like a fully thick, like same material and stuff, but it's like only the front half, and it's like I forgot which store is which. And I also went to the lightsaber one, and I was with my sister who wanted to go and do stuff, and I was like, hold on, I just gotta make more stuff. I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot. The helmet isn't even in the Star Wars part of the park. It's in Tomorrowland next to the Star Wars Museum. And she's like, oh, you mean the place by the very front of the park that we walked past? I'm like, please don't be mean.
Don't do this to me. Don't.
So she left me the moment we got there and went off her own shopping while I went to Star Wars, like Tomorrowland. And JD, people were literally stepping out of my way.
What?
I was so covered in sweat and just kind of very groggy.
Oh, people were like,
just like very like.
Are you sure they were avoiding you, or was that just another one of your imaginations?
They were avoiding me because I saw like people like looking at me. Like I was very like my shoulders were.
Oh yeah, and you were alone again, right? So.
I was alone again. I was sweaty. I just wanted to get this helmet, and I had to walk across all of this park and then go to this one specific spot and stand in line and buy this. And like, it's also at the section of the park where the exit to a certain ride is. So a ton of people are offloading at the same time, and I'm just standing there, just like pouring sweat, just. Can I buy the helmet, please? And everything. And the guy's like, what do you want to buy? And I'm like, I'd like to buy the Stormtrooper helmet. And he like looks around. There's 4 of them behind him. And he's like, what is it? And I'm like, sir, please.
I think we're out of stock. I can't really find them. It's like he's got a whole ceiling high full of helmets behind him.
I'm like literally,
I don't think we got it anymore.
On my forehead with my backhand, and it's just soaked. It's so soaked. And I'm like,
it's funny because like the back of your hand's already soaked in sweat and you're trying to wipe it on your forehead. It's just like, oh well, that didn't work.
I'm shake it off.
Anyway. Yeah, I mean that's great.
So, and now I'm walking out of the park holding a giant package in the box is this big.
Wow, that's a huge box, Jesus.
It's a huge box and they have it in a big
The helmet's
bag.
not that big, right? It's just a normal helmet, right? Yeah, let me see it. It's kind of big, yeah.
Dude, the inside's cool though. It's like all textured and stuff.
Oh, wow.
I have like this new system for putting on and stuff, but I'm like walking through the park and it's like, okay, now I just gotta meet up with my sister at this designated location. I walk over and I sit down on a bench. This bench was not in the shade, but it was the only open bench. I immediately get a call from her and I put it up to my ear and I realize my entire side of my head is covered in sweat, and now it's just.
Better hope your phone is waterproof.
I'm like, what? It's just.
Yeah, you know, disoriented hearing, that's one of the signs of heat stroke.
And like I'm looking around and I'm like, yeah, I'm at the spot.
Can you imagine being like a normal bystander and you're walking past this dude sitting on a bench and he's just like sweating his ass off.
Really, like,
he's got a phone up to his head and he's like seizing out. He's like, you know what you do when you're seizing? He's like on the bench just
I'm like, I literally look like I've been having to pull the hair out of my face all day. I don't know why, but I kept getting stuck, and so I have like strands of hair.
Oh,
like,
dude, having that long of hair and being in that weather, Jesus.
And it's like I'm just like, what?
Say that again.
I'm in the wrong spot.
How many times have you been in the wrong spot?
She said, by the giant statue with the pumpkin. And I'm like, yeah, by the giant pumpkin statue.
Yeah, giant pumpkin. And then like you look in a certain direction, like 400 feet away, there's like another giant pumpkin statue. And you're like, shit.
I thought she said the statue with the pumpkins. I looked to my right. There's the Walt Disney and Mickey statue surrounded by a bunch of pumpkins. She's like, no, the Mickey statue, that's a pumpkin. I look to my left, fucking 400 feet that way. There's a giant Mickey. No, that's a pumpkin. I see her. I see her standing there. And I'm like,
you're just like, it's like a freaking freaking comedy movie just playing out in real time. Just
do I dare?
The comedic timing.
Rock up the mountain again, knowing it'll just fall back down.
You have no choice but to, James. You have no choice but to.
I walked over. She was like, "What the fuck's going on?" I'm like, "I fucking died.
I'm dying.
I've
Look at me."
Not stress how many bottles of water I bought that day.
Oh, you probably lost like 20 pounds of water weight just sweating your ass off those days.
And then we got to my dad, and apparently my sister wanted to get another necklace.
Mm-hmm. As females do.
So now both my sisters leave, and both me and my dad are sitting on the bench, and we're in the shade, JD.
Oh hey, finally you got a dub.
But I'm not cooling down.
You take those W's.
I'm getting hotter, JD. I'm sitting down next to a waterfall, staring at the waterfall, thinking,
"You're killing me telling me these stories."
I wish I could dunk my head in that waterfall. And I look up and I realize there's a lady staring at me through the bush I'm looking at the waterfall through, and I just see her face, and she is horrified by me. And I don't know why.
What the? Wait! What? You're sitting? So you're sitting on this bench in the shade.
There's this bench like this. There's a waterfall behind me.
Okay.
I'm turned around, looking through a bush at the waterfall, thinking, I wish I could dunk my head in that to cool down.
And then like just all you don't notice that there's the face of a horrified woman staring at you through the bush.
And I'm like, what have I done to get this camera?
I can't even take a drink of my water because I'm laughing too much.
I like look over my dad. I'm like, I'm so tired. And he's like, I am too. And I'm like, you really aren't.
Don't worry, Jim. I am too. And he's got like sunglasses, Hawaiian shirt, taking a sip out of his coconut.
He bought me the Star Wars equipment.
I am too, Jim. Gosh.
This dude has on a baseball cap,
real
his glasses, and his mask covering his entire face. No sunburns at all. I wish I had that, but I cannot wear hats anymore for some reason, because ever since I grew out my hair, the moment I start sweating, just the hat's destroyed.
What? It destroys the hat?
I don't know what happens.
It just like freaking falls apart or something?
It's like the entire rim of it is just stained by sweat, and it's like this.
Well, then just get a hat with no rim.
A hat with no rim.
It's a hat. It's Yankee with no brim.
Like we're sitting there for like a half hour, and I'm like, there's so many people walking by us.
Dang, it takes. How far away was that necklace shop? Jesus. Or maybe she pulled a gym and went to the wrong spot. You know.
Here's the thankful thing. It's a 15-minute walk to our hotel. Here's the thing. It's a 15-minute walk to our hotel. At the end of the day, my feet, I can feel the blister on my toe.
Ooh.
There's a blister that formed under my left foot on my second toe, next to the big one, and I feel it every step. And it's just, I'm walking, I'm carrying the Stormtrooper helmet, I'm pouring sweat.
I can imagine you holding your lightsaber. You got your like
lightsaber was first day. That's already done with.
I know, but I imagine you holding your lightsaber and like your clone helmet in your other hand is just you pouring sweat, wearing your flannel, which is probably like drenched, indirectly drenched.
I was. So my sisters and me and my dad and my brother were in 2 different rooms. For privacy's sake and everything, and like I was like going back and forth visiting both rooms and stuff at one point. And there's a point where I'm standing in the hallway holding my Stormtrooper helmet and my lightsaber, knocking on their door, and I look to my left, and there's this whole family walking into the hotel that all just like walk past, going like to me, and I'm just standing there like
nerd, and they pull out their freaking Robert Downey Jr. popsicle and just start licking it.
Like, please open the door. Just let me out of the hallway.
James, does just every interaction with another human being just put you on edge like that?
Had a good interaction with somebody.
Oh
yeah, when I got told my eyes were pretty, and then my dad immediately was like, "They shouldn't be telling you that."
They're lying, Jim. It's a trap.
By the way, you have very pretty eyes. Oh, thank you.
Thank you. That made my day.
I should not be telling you that.
It's like that lady that lady grabs like a heart, reverse Kali Mazit, but then your father is like, nice heart, and he Kali Mazit back out. That's so funny. Oh, Riverdale. In the middle of a Kali Ma, getting a call. Just hang on, I gotta rip this guy's heart out. Busy. Oh, anyways, James, it's been a while since we started, and I think that's all the time we got for today. If you guys enjoyed the Disneyland horror story, that is James, no last name, subscribe and like the video. We do this every Sunday.
My face looks so pale right now.
You can find James. I linked his channel in the description. He's got a Twitch called twitch.tv/no_last_name_. Not the French one. And yeah, that's it. Say goodbye, James. Bye.